Good morning out there. Welcome to the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living's Sunday morning meditation. My name is Amy Bishop, and I'm a spiritual practitioner here at the Calgary Center, and I am grateful to be sharing this time with you. So just take a moment and breathe. And that's what it's going to be about this morning. Just taking that time to concentrate on the breath. So find a place that you're comfortable. Whether you're sitting on a couch or laying in your bed. Just comfortable. Know that wherever you are supported. And that the divine that dwells within you is the source of that support, ever present, ever active, awaiting your instruction. So here we go. And just breathe. And breathe at whatever pace you feel. Just take those breaths, though, as you do. Fill your lungs, just one tiny, tiny micro breath more than maybe you think that you can. And when you release that breath, release that one tiny little micro breath more than you thought you could. Be here now. All roads have led you here and now. Breathe and be here now. No better time than to be here now. And breathe. Be here now. All roads have led you here to now. Be here now. No better place than to be here now. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. 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 Closed eyes, open mind, and breathe. Breathe. Feel each cell come alive. Breathe. Be here now. All roads have led you here to now. Breathe and be here now. No better breath Be here now. All roads have led you here and now. Be here now. No better time than to be here now. 'Cause all there is now. All we have is now. All roads have led you to now. Breathe and be here now. No better place than to be here now. Closed eyes, open mind, and breathe. Breathe. Feel each cell come alive when you breathe. Breathe. That's life, giving life to life. When you exhale, that is life giving back to life. When you inhale, that is life giving life to life. When you exhale, that is life giving back to life. When you inhale, that is life giving life to life. And when you exhale, it's life giving back to life. Closed eyes, opened mind, breathe, breathe. Feel each cell come alive and breathe, breathe. Closed eyes, open mind, breathe. Feel each cell come alive and breathe. When you inhale, that's life, giving life to life. When you exhale, well, that's life, giving back to life. When you inhale, that's love giving back to love. When you exhale, that's love giving back to love. When you that's life, giving life to life. When you exhale, that's life, giving back to life. So be here now. All roads that led you here to now better time to be here than now. Be here now. All roads have led you here to now. Be here now. No better time or place to be here than now. Breathe. Keep taking those breaths. Keep breathing deeply. I'm so grateful to have spent this now with you. So when you feel ready, maybe just bring attention to your hands. Wiggle your fingers a little bit. Maybe give some attention to your feet and wiggle your piggies a bit. And stretch and move. Be present right here in your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You are loved. You are fully supported by this beautiful thing we call life. Thank you. Namaste. Oh. 1, 2, 3. People get ready. There's a train coming. Don't need no baggage, you just climb on board. All you need is faith. You'll hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Yeah. People get ready, for there's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and board them, for there's room for all among us who've loved and lost. And I'm free, free falling. Yes, I'm free, free falling. Yeah. There's always room for a hopeless sinner, though he hurt all mankind just to save his own. Beloved to those whose chances may be thinner, for there's room for all among us on the kingdom's throne. And I'm free, free falling. Yes, I'm free, free falling. You know what I feel like right now? Little drum solo. Woo, Louise. Yes, I'm free, free falling. Yes, I'm free, free falling. People get ready. There's a train coming. Don't need no baggage, you just climb on board. All you need is faith. You'll hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Don't need no ticket, you just thank. You just thank the Lord. Woo!
Woo is right. Holy moly. Where should I stand? I gotta get all used to this. So welcome to our love stream. My name is Lance Rath. I am not Patricia Campbell. I finished up my 6-year tenure on the board, and she said, you know what? The week after you should do the talk on Sunday. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So welcome again, and I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I just want to wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. We mean that, whatever race, sexual orientation, preferences, wherever your history comes from, you are most welcome here. It's good to see you. And then I'll direct you to the slide that's hopefully popping up on your screen right now. And we honor all paths. So whatever faith tradition you come from, our faith tradition is incredibly all-inclusive, and we welcome you here no matter your background. Christianity, Islam, Judaism. There used to be a guy on the corner there that had the question mark, kind of the searcher guy. I guess he's searching somewhere else today. So that's all right. That's all right. So maybe today will be your cup of tea, as Patricia usually says. But if not, that's okay too. We wish you all the best on your spiritual journey. So I guess the next step is the congregation song. Kong song, so stand up or sit down or do whatever you want, but sing along.
1, 2, 3.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds perch on your doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds pitch on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Hey! Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, don't you worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Woo! Thank you, CCSL band. We got Luis, we got Lisa, we got Amy. How good are these people? Special treat for me. I'm like up here on the stage with them. It's like, woo. So now we'll just go into some announcements. It's what we do every morning. There's lots of stuff. I'm especially pumped about this one. We have a spiritual mind treatment group that's going to start on Wednesday. I'm going to touch on this a little bit more as the morning goes on. But first night, drop-in, happening this Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. So all you need to do is just email the office, which is office@calgarycsl.org, and get your link for this Wednesday, 7 o'clock. All right, Soup for the Soul. This is back on. Very exciting. COVID happened, as we all know, and as part of that, we had to stop doing the Soup for the Soul. But we're now able to do this again. It's not soup, it's going to be sandwiches instead. And anyone is able to participate in this, help make the sandwiches and be part of the process. So next time we're running this is May 16th, and you can go on the website to see the information on how to participate, or you can email Leslie at bigtsbbq.com. All right, it's also the farm time again. I've participated, been part of a share owner, I guess, for the last, since we've done it. And I absolutely love the farm. You don't get more locally grown than 20 steps outside the door here. And all kinds of good stuff. $270 gets you, how many weeks is it? I think it's 15? Yeah, 15 weeks. Starting in June. But you do need to sign up now in order to get your food later. That's what makes it all possible. So if you're interested in that, can't recommend it enough. And then we got a whole bunch of other things going on. So there's the Conscious Seekers with Ron Hahn, Monday evening, 7 o'clock. All of these are drop-in. There's Coffees with Dr. Pat, Wednesdays at noon. Thursday meditation, 7 o'clock, Saging Circle. And then the Sunday after-service chat, which I'll do today. So that's a special treat, right? All right. So at this time, I'll invite Amy Bishop to come up. This is our sacred time, really an opportunity to get centered and grounded into the spiritual truth. So Amy, take it away.
Open wide my heart. 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 So just take a deep breath. Now let's know together that there is only one beautiful life. And this life encompasses all and every cell, every organism, everything. It is ever present, all-knowing, ever creating, and always pouring itself into expression. It pours itself into me, because I am one with this one, ever-knowing, ever-present expression. The life I lead is a life of spirit. The life I lead is an expression of God. And so knowing this, I declare my good. And today I feel called to declare presence. Today, I am who I am, and I am where I am, ever experiencing the moment. I live my life not looking backward. Today, I live my life not looking far ahead, but just at the step in front of me. Knowing that if I give my time and my attention to this moment, that all else will fall into place. And when this happens, when I take the time to be here and now and breathe, life unfolds effortlessly and in a way that is beauty and joy. Simply experiencing the now. And I'm grateful to know this truth. I'm grateful to know that where I put my attention is what I will experience. So let me put my attention into this moment. And gratefully I do so. So I let it go into the law, which again is ever present and ever expressing the mold that I create for it. So I release it into the law, knowing that it is made so right away, every time. And together we can say, and so it is. Open wide my heart. 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 Open wide my heart.
Thank you, Amy. That was beautiful. I feel centrally grounded in spirit this moment, which is the whole point of that. So thank you for also participating at home. I think now we just jump into the song, right? Oh no, vision and mission statement. Oh. All right, we better do that first. So from that place of spiritual groundedness, let's go through our vision and mission statement. We created these a few years ago at the center just as a means of grounding ourselves, knowing who we are, knowing what we represent, knowing what we want to accomplish and be. So say these along with me, if you will. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. And our mission statement: the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. And that's really what we're about. I remember we were developing these statements, and when we came to the mission statement, Ron Hahn was there, and he adamantly wanted consciousness to be capitalized, and I love that he did it, and every time I see it up there, I'm like, yeah, that's what we're about. We're about the expansion of consciousness here in our spiritual community and within ourselves and out into the world, picture that into the world. I love both these statements. So, all right, now I think we're ready for the song. Okay, I present to you the Calgary CSL Band.
If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path. We just wanna be free. We'll not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I just let go what I know I don't know, and I know I living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, already home, living in the moment. I'm letting myself off the hook for things that I've done. Let the past go past. Now I'm having more fun. Letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong. I believe this way can be the same for everyone. When I fall asleep, I know you'll be the one who always reminds me to live in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Can't walk through life facing backwards. I've tried more than once to just make sure, but I was denied the future I'd been searching for. I spun around and heard no more. Peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment. Watch me living my life, easy and breezy, with peace in my mind. Peace in my heart, oh, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, already home, yeah. Living in the moment.
Woo!
Jason Mraz.
Jason Mraz, I was about to say, Jason Mraz was my last concert before concerts didn't happen anymore. I took my daughter, and so that song totally took me back to that moment while I'm now grounded in this moment. So thank you, Amy. All right. So as I said, Dr. Pat really thought it was a good idea 1 week after I finish up 6 years of service that I should do the talk title the week afterwards. But great, you know, I'm so happy to be here. The talk title that I think she wanted me to do was, you should talk about your 6 years on the board, but I mean, I'm still unpacking all that. A week's not enough time. So what happened instead is I got to how to make shift happen. And the analyzer metaphysicist in me is like, that's, you know, I don't know if I like that title. It should be something along the lines of how to co-create with the singular consciousness while being comfortable knowing that I'm also in and of that consciousness as it flows through me. But I mean, that doesn't quite ring as well as how to make shift happen. So we'll go with how to make shift happen. And I'll go through three different three different techniques that anyone can use to truly make shift happen in your life. And a big part of this teaching, any kind of metaphysical grounding, is that anything that happens in our exterior life is based on what's going on inside our own mind. So the first one that I'm going to do has to begin with a story. And the story begins with pretty much one of the worst times in my life. And what had transpired is I was living in Calgary, happily married, 2 little kids, and we make the decision, let's move to Vancouver Island, where we know nobody. And that's what we did. And that was 12 years ago. And then as the months were ticking by, she was going to school full-time, beyond full-time. It was a condensed program. And the marriage was ending. I just didn't know it yet. And I was holding on to it. I don't know if you've ever held on to something that wasn't actually there anymore. It's a very, very difficult period in time. So what ended up happening is I am truly depleted, is my best word for it. I have all kinds of negative emotions going on, but I'm exhausted and I'm depleted. So I asked her, can you take care of the kids for 2 days, and I'm just going to head out of town. And I went back to Calgary. And in coming back to Calgary, I stayed with my mom, free place to live while I'm here, and hung out with some friends and decompressed. Went to see some live music, hung out, got my mind off things. It was wonderful. And then the afternoon, it was only a 2-day trip, the afternoon that I'm leaving, I'm going that evening, I sit down with my mom and I'm letting her know what's all been going on. I really need to talk about it, really need to get it off my chest. And so I did. And about 2 minutes into me having this opportunity of relaying what's going on in my life, my mom says, Lance, you need to accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear. So I just kind of batted my eye a couple of times, ignored it, and kept going with unloading my heart. And then she says it again. And then she says it again. And there was a little part of my mind that said, Lance, you need to count this. I don't know why I did that, but that's what happened. And in about the next 6-7 minutes, she said it another 12 times. And I couldn't. It wasn't what I was looking to hear. This was not resonating with me. So I just said, okay, Mom, thanks. I'm going to get up now, and I can't continue this conversation. And I went back downstairs to the bedroom down there, and I was just, this is not, right? So I fly back to Vancouver Island, and the following Sunday, I go to what was then called the Center for Self-Awareness in the little town I was living in. And the minister there, Gail, asked me, how was your trip? How are things going? And her and I talked a couple of times. She knew the difficult time period that I was going through there. And I'm like, so yeah. And I start telling her about my mom and the whole accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. And she asked me, she says, Lance, do you know why your mom said that? And I'm so emotionally charged. I'm like, yeah, because she's a terrible listener, and she wants to convert me to her religion. And then she just holds up her hand, and she stops, and she says, Lance, she does that and said that because she loves you. And I just went, because I knew that was the truth, unequivocally. My mom has been incredibly supportive in my life in so many ways. And this feeling of calm and peace and understanding washed through me. All the negative emotions I had dissipated to the nothingness they already were. And it was what I'll call a holy shift moment in my life. And it really sank in and felt true. And in the corresponding period afterwards, after my mom saying that I need to accept Jesus Christ as my personal Savior 12 times in whatever it was, 8 minutes, in the 12 years since, she hasn't even hit 12 yet. She said it a couple times, but it hasn't been 12. And so that's, I guess, the outpicturing of what that looks like. There was just, I understood that the love deep within my mother that was already there and is always there and is in and behind everything, by the time it got filtered through her belief system, it came out the way it did, which is not the way that was resonating with me. But that doesn't matter. What matters the most is that I recognized and knew that that love was there. And that's my first little tidbit tool for you, is to know that the one love is in and behind everything. Now, that's not always easy. It's not easy. I had to feel a whole bunch of emotions first. I had to express them. I had to talk about it, accept that that was my true kind of experience at the time. And then, once I accepted that, I was able to get back to remembering that the one love is in and behind everything. So my next tool for you is that at any time, I can direct the creative process in my life. So my example here is that a few months ago, back in November, I had just purchased a new-to-me vehicle. And, you know, it's COVID. My income was reduced 75%. Times were tight. But it was such a good deal for this car. I had a friend make a very generous offer in purchasing it from her, so I did, even though it was tight. And, well, that was back in July. And then come November, the transmission cratered. That's what it's called. I didn't know. I talked to different transmission guys afterwards, and they all used that term, cratered. So my transmission cratered. And in order to fix it, it was $6,000. Now, $6,000 was not sitting around in any bank account, easily accessible at this point in time. And so again, I felt my frustrations, I felt my poor me's, and I did all that. And then I remembered, wait a minute, at any time, I can direct the creative process in my life. So I came up with an affirmation, and I used the word shift in it, because it just seemed appropriate with the transmission cratering. So I said, the affirmation I came up with after working on it a little while was, I almost forgot it. That's a good thing I wrote it down. All right, yeah. My life is joyfully and easefully shifting in positive ways. My life is joyfully and easefully shifting in positive ways. So wouldn't you know it, shortly afterwards, within the next few weeks, money from unexpected sources showed up. The transmission got paid for. That's great, but it just kept going. All of a sudden, my daughter, who I already have a good relationship with, the relationship just got deeper. She's telling me much more personal things. We're hanging out more. It's absolutely fantastic. I had 2 friends come out of nowhere, new friends, new great relationships come into my life. New job application, new job came up, opportunity that I'm actually excited about. Just put in my cover letter and resume a few days ago. The list goes on and on and on. My son was accepted into a high school that will make his life and his mom's life and my life, I think, much more easefully, and we're so excited about that. And I was offered to do this talk today, which was not on any sort of vision board or anything like that, let's be clear. As I said, the list goes on and on and on. And I attribute it to the fact that I decided to create that affirmation statement. It's pretty wide open. My life is joyfully and easefully shifting in positive ways. Now, here's the thing about affirmations. You can use them yourself. Feel free to borrow that one. I'll give you a few more. I'm a money magnet. Oh, I like that one. I'm a money magnet. I experience the full capacity of love, giving and receiving in my life. Try that one. There's a whole bunch. The list is endless. There is no reason not to use affirmations and to remember that at any time you can direct the creative process in your life. By far the most impactful to me tool and experience that I've used over the last couple of years is to go for a walk. To go for a walk out into nature. And in the process of going for a walk out into nature, I have the opportunity to be and of life. That's what it looks like for me. That's my joyful grounding place, is to be in and of life in the nature environment. And it's just expanded and expanded and expanded as time has continued. You might have noticed I've used, if they're showing up on your screen, some bird pictures. And all of a sudden, birds became a thing in Lance's life. This was not a thing for ever, any time in my history. But all of a sudden, birds, and I got into it. And now I'm like at 185 birds. I've seen 185 birds in Alberta. And I take pictures of several of them, and I'll just show a couple here. But what's really neat is when I am in that moment of taking the picture, I'm also in that moment. They're not being taken to win a photo contest. They're not being taken to be put on my wall. I'm not being paid in any way to take these pictures. I do it to appreciate the beauty of this individualization of life that's in front of me. And then the next one, and then the next one. And I'm in the moment, being in and of life. I encourage anyone, no matter what it looks like to you, to remember or recall or reclaim what that is for you. Maybe you already have this as a daily practice in your life. I go for a walk every day. It's about an hour and a half. If you would have told me I was going to do that 2 years ago, I would have said you are insane. But that's what I'm doing. Lance, you're going to start recording your birds. Yeah, no, I don't see that happening. Here it is. There's a point in every moment of my walk, 20 minutes in, half an hour in, where I feel my body decompress. And I'm not stressed, but I feel my body decompress anyway. And I realize it's that moment in time that I provided for myself, that I've become grounded and I'm really, truly in and of life. I am in the moment. Anytime you can do that in your life as a daily practice, it carries into the rest of your day. It's guaranteed. Having that base spiritual grounding as a daily practice is invaluable. So that's my third tool for you, is to go ahead and find that for you. If you already have something, maybe expand it just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. I think about Amy and other musicians who sing or perform on a consistent basis. Obviously, this last year hasn't been good for that. But I mean, generally speaking, they do that. And I thought, don't they get sick of singing these same songs every day if they're on a tour? And, I've never asked them. So Amy's just confirmed what my suspicion was, and the answer is no. She doesn't get sick of it. And I think it's due to because that joy of being on the stage, of performing, of expressing what I'm going to call that one life, of being of that life with everyone else around, that's what it looks like for her. That's what it looks like for those people. I watch people jog all the time when I'm on my walks. And there's two types. There's the ones with this huge euphoric smile on their face, And then there's the ones that have this grimace of pain that they're hating what they're doing. I'm not going to knock jogging. It's not my thing. But you can just tell that for the ones that have that euphoric smile, that's their space. That's how they're being in and of life for them. So whatever it is, art, poetry, hanging out with birds, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter. A good way to maybe find what that is to think what you might have done as a child that just simply gave joy. For the first few months that I went for my walks, prior to that decompression piece that I talked about that happened after 20 minutes or half an hour, there was usually about 50 minutes in, this little piece of me that was feeling, am I going to get into trouble? Because I'm taking this time for myself to just do something that I enjoy? It's totally ridiculous. I can't pinpoint to you where this happened in my life where it seemed to be inappropriate to take some time just for me to do what I like. But it obviously was there. Again, I don't know where it showed up. And the feeling wasn't that I felt like I was doing something bad per se. It felt kind of like, if you can relate to this, a kid who was stealing a cookie out of the cookie jar. It's just a little bit of that extra little zing. The cookie's good, but it's like, oh, I'm doing something that I feel like I shouldn't, but it kind of adds to the zing of the moment. And that's what it was. So maybe, just maybe, there's something from your own childhood, from the early days. Maybe it was just watching the bees, just being outside, looking at the clouds, watching the stars. Doesn't matter. Anything that gives a little bit of joy, feel free to go ahead and explore that passion. It's against, in most Calgary parks, it's against the law to feed wildlife. But here I'm feeding this little black-capped chickadee an actual seed that they can get anywhere in the park. It just happened to like me enough to be able to come and get that seed. So I don't feel bad about feeding the chickadee something like that. And here's me. I can try to explain what it feels like to be in and of life, but I think this picture that they say sometimes are worth 1,000 words kind of represents what that feels like, of being in and of life. That's what this is. This is being in the moment for me. And, if you want to look like that, minus the beard and all the rest of it, but if you want to have that feeling of joy, of being in and of the moment, find that joy, find that passion that works for you. Now, I've got a little bonus as far as what I've just talked about today, and the bonus is this. The three things that I've talked about are actually three parts of a spiritual mind treatment. To recognize that love is at the root of everything is a huge part of the step one of a spiritual mind treatment. To be in and of life, to recognize that I am in and of life, is the second step of a spiritual mind treatment. And the third step of a spiritual mind treatment is to recognize the truth of the life experience that I might not have right now, but I know is true for me. So in other words, I can direct the creative process to have a life experience that I want to have. The other two parts I'm not going to get into today, but I will tell you this. You can drop in for free on April 28th at 7:00 p.m. and find out what the other two parts are, delve into spiritual mind treatment on a greater level. And it won't just be with me. One of the awesome opportunities that came up for me after my affirmation of a few months ago was all of a sudden I'm in the midst of this co-creative process with 3 other spiritual leaders here at the center, and we've created this 7-week course for the Spiritual Mind Treatment Group. You want to talk about an amazing process, working with these other amazing individualizations of the one. And to get something like this going, I am so excited. And I really just want to make sure you know about this opportunity, and I invite you to just, again, show up April 28th, 7 o'clock p.m. All you have to do is get the link from the office, and email is there, office@calgarycsl.org. That's my 20 minutes. I nailed it pretty good. All right, so that's it for me. I'm going to invite our band back up on the stage.
My voice it soars, but will I speak up? My eyes do see, but will I look? These boots do walk, but will they show up? Gotta give up my people-pleasing ways, share the lies of yesterday. These hands are strong, but will they break through? These well-laid walls of doubt and shame. My heart's been drenched in brick and mortar, but I brought the wall into the world and I can tear it down. So watch out, I am going hiding. I'm through stumbling around. Wake up, wake up. Time has come for me to know it. Only love and speak and show it. Unstoppable, blue eyes that see the haze that's lifted. This pounding heart won't be contained. And I can hear the faintest whisper, rumbling, rising, jumping, driving. Well, my soul has gotta sing. Watch out, I am going hiding. I'm through stumbling around. Wake up, wake up. Time has come for me to know it. Only love and speak and show it. Unstoppable, playing hide and seek. With all my secret dreams, I can keep them locked inside of me. I can choose to live them out, or I can choose to live unstoppable. I am whatever I say I am. I'm through stumbling around. Wake up, wake up. Time has come for me to wake up, wake up. Better believe I'm gonna wake up, wake up. Time has come for me to know it. Only love and speak it, show it. Wanna take it, work it, take it, do it. Believe it, live it, think it, see it, be it. Unstoppable.
Yeah. That was the one you did on The Thing, right? What was the show?
The launch, but
No?
this is the song that Lisa and I wrote.
Oh, yeah, right. Even better. Awesome. Unstoppable. All right. So here, I guess, is where we remind you that we need money to keep going. So there's lots of ways to do that, to circulate your financial good. And the easiest way is probably e-transfer to the office. So again, office@calgarycsl.org. There's a donate button on the webpage, which is by PayPal. I believe if anyone from outside of the country is doing that, we ask that you include your email address when you do that. Of course, checks are always welcome. And you can just call and do it another way just by calling the office. Kat is here Monday to Thursday from 9 to 3. So let's say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow. And all that I give returns to me, multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed. And so it is. All right, so now we sing. Let's start with life. I like life. All right.
I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything.
Switch it up as you want.
I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything.
I love.
I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything. I thank life for everything.
Woo! And I do. I thank life for everything. I thank you for joining us here today. I thank our sound guys up there, Dwayne and Jason. I thank our band, Louise, Lisa, of course, Amy. And a final blessing. I don't know, what does that look like? I didn't think about this part, so let's go with that whole thing where we circle our hands and send out love and good vibrations out into life. Think of somebody particular this time. Think of who you want to send some good vibrations to. And whoosh. All right, thank you.
It's the cry of a baby, the whispering prayer. It's voices and laughter. It's the wind in the stillness, in the spaces between. It's a spark of fire. Love, love, love. It's a seed, a flower, a butterfly's wing. It's a call and an answer. It's a breath, a stirring. It's the pulse in my veins. Moves in as and through me. Love, love, love. It's the truth, it's a knowing. It's our only design. It's eternally growing. Love. It's peace, exalted one, and then no beginning. It's receiving and giving. I release, I let go. Divine shrugging shoulder. Ooh, love, love,
That was fun.
Yeah, man. So good.
Sorry, I should have counted in living in